The spider drops onto the back of your hand while you're reaching for something else, and you flick it off without looking. You're 16. You've got a worksheet due, and a bus to catch, and a red mark already swelling between two knuckles that you scratch once and forget. By third period, your skin feels too tight. By the time you get home, you're shivering in a warm room, and your mother puts a hand on your forehead and says you're burning up, and you tell her you're fine, because you're 16, and being fine is the whole job. Then you sleep for 3 days. You don't dream. You just leave. Level 1, the bite. You wake on the 4th morning and nothing hurts. Not your back, not your wrist. You sit up too fast and your hand shoots out and catches the lamp before it tips. Except you didn't reach for it. Your body did, half a second before you decided to. A radioactive spider bite doesn't hand you strength. It installs a second body underneath the one you grew up in, one that already knows what to do, and you two have to learn to share. You spend a week finding out what it can do, sticking to the ceiling, hearing a conversation through a wall, feeling a sneeze coming 3 houses away, and you tell no one. Not your mother, not the friend who texts you twice. You become a person with a secret big enough to lie about, and you're good at it immediately. Level 2, the canon event. It happens on a Tuesday, which is the cruelest detail. No warning, no monologue, just an ordinary street, someone you love in the wrong place, and a choice you don't register as a choice until it's behind you. You go for the falling thing instead of the falling person. The second body chose. It's faster at saving strangers than family. Much later, someone tells you this moment has a name. They call it a canon event. A loss that arrives in some shape for every version of you across every universe. An uncle, a captain, a father. The people who study it swear it can't be avoided. That night, you just know the funeral is Thursday, and your hands won't stop shaking. So on Friday, you make the mask. Red, because the blood doesn't show. You cry into it the first time you put it on, and the salt dries into a stain inside the left eye hole that never quite washes out, no matter how many times you try. You think you're alone on that fire escape. You're not. Somewhere, in another universe, a watch on someone's wrist has just lit up with your name. Level 3, the recruitment. The portal opens in your bedroom about a year later, and it sounds like a guitar string the size of a building. A woman steps through in a white and black suit, holstering something, the air behind her still humming orange. She tosses you a watch. Put it on. It grips your wrist like it was measured for you, and suddenly you can feel doors in the world that were never there. There are others, she says. Thousands. You're not even rare. They call it the Spider Society. Every spider-bitten version of you from every universe, run as something between an army and a support group by a man named Miguel O'Hara, who has fangs and does not smile. Miguel did the forbidden thing once. He slipped into a dead version of his own life, took up with a family that was never his, and watched that whole universe come apart around him for it. Now he guards the rule with his teeth. And Miguel tells you the thing that rearranges your life backward. The loss you couldn't prevent. It wasn't the spider being too slow. It was the multiverse holding itself together. Every spider has to lose that person. If you'd saved them, if any of you ever saves them, your whole universe comes apart at the seams. You sit with that. Outside, the city you failed to protect goes on making its small, ordinary sounds. So the question stops being why you couldn't save them. It becomes, who are they about to ask you not to save? Level 4, the Society. The headquarters is the strangest place you've ever stood, and you've stuck to a ceiling. There are thousands of you here. One of you is a punk with a guitar who won't wear the watch on principle. The only one in the building who treats the thing on his wrist like a choice instead of an order. One is from a universe of talking animals, and is, as far as you can tell, a cat. One is a pregnant woman on a motorcycle. You all clock each other in half a second because you carry the same thing behind the eyes. The job is canon work. You travel to universes where a spider is about to lose someone, and you make sure it happens. Not by killing anyone, but by holding the line. By not letting the local hero do the one thing every instinct in their second body is screaming at them to do. You stand there and let the worst night of someone's life arrive on schedule. Most spiders don't make it past the first year. The ones standing here all share one qualification. They lived through their own canon event and didn't try to take it back. Strength has nothing to do with it. Survival here comes down to a single question. Can you stand still while someone falls? You go back to your bunk that night and take the watch off, just to feel your own wrist again. Level 5. The choice. The assignment comes with a name and an age, and the age is 13. A universe 300 steps sideways from yours. A boy, newly bitten, about to lose his father the way you lost yours. Right on schedule. Your job is to hold the line. You've done it 11 times now, and told yourself each time you were saving a universe. You're on the roof when it starts to go wrong, which is to say, it starts to go right. The boy gets there in time. He has his father by the collar. He's 13 and crying and begging you. He can see you. He knows what you are. He's asking the only other spider in the sky to help him hold on. And Miguel's voice is in your ear, telling you to pull the boy back. Let it happen. You've let it happen 11 times. You step in front of Miguel instead. They don't need your heroism. They need your obedience to the worst night of your life. The only genuinely heroic thing any spider ever gets to do is refuse it. Miguel doesn't shout. He just reaches over and takes your wrist, and the watch comes off with a sound like a lock turning, and every orange door in the world goes dark at once. You end up back on a fire escape, in a city that runs on slightly different rules. Your mother has a different face here, and doesn't know you. The mask in your hands still carries the tear stain inside the left eye hole. It traveled with you across everything. This is what the life actually is, under the powers and the swinging and the multiverse. You're the person who loses the thing, keeps the city anyway, and does it where nobody who loved you can see. You know a smaller version of this, the thing you couldn't save, and the person you became on the other side of not saving it. Quieter, still here, going to work in the morning. Down on the street, the boy is alive. His father is alive, holding a paper bag of groceries and complaining about something the way fathers do. The boy looks up and sees you on the fire escape. He doesn't know your name. He lifts one hand anyway. You lift your hand back. If you'd have stepped in front of Miguel too, then you already know which spider you are. And there's another life one universe over, already starting. Stay for it. Below you, the city keeps making its small, ordinary sounds, and the stain inside the mask stays exactly where it is.